you really when you're running a product, but and that actually brings a great point. First and foremost, anybody that's watching, hello, I'm Wes Wyatt. You should probably know that because I'm the one that started broadcasting. This is my buddy Ed Drost. And the reason that we have this named different than we have in the last couple days is we let the cat out of the bag yesterday. But I do want to say just a couple things to a few people, and that is we're calling it the pre-planning right now because I want people to get in with us to where we can have a couple people actually in that we can bring up and actually help. It won't be necessarily live every time because that is not going to be real good watching because of the fuzzy broadcasting that can happen from it. But and I'll test that today because I got an image I wanted to show you guys. But just one of those things that we had called it, I think, day one yesterday, and had I think pregame or something like that the days before. But the URL that you see underneath my face is getgroove.live. Now, keep in mind, you're going to have a, and you know what? That is a interesting thing. Let me see here real quick. If I put this in as an actual URL, because I was able to finally get access to having links and images in my what's it called, my profile. So let's see if this actually comes through as a link. Okay, now, and I think, let's see if it actually clicks. I don't think it's clickable. At least I don't think it is. So yeah, it looks like it still isn't linkable. So but it's getgroove.live, and the reason that we're putting that up there is, like I said, we're calling this pre-planning because we want you to actually get in and actually be in the system before we go through it and really start talking about this. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to remove let me see. I guess I'll have to remove Ed, maybe. Ed, I'm going to pop you out for just 1 second. I think you'll still be able to hear the broadcast. And you know what? Let's try this before I do that. Let's see what this does before I kick you out. Let me see if this works. Hold up 1 sec, guys. What was that, Dave? Yeah, what'd you need, bud? Yeah, I'm on a call. What's up? Let me see here. Look good.
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck. So my son's going to an interview. Yeah, so let me see here. I am trying to see how to make this the star. I think maybe if I do this. There we go. Okay, so guys, what this is this is a picture, and the Groove system itself will take care of all of these different services that you have out there. Okay, and when I say take care of, I want to let you know something first and foremost right off the jump. Something Ed and I were talking about when we first come on, and something I want to cover with you as well. And that is, this is in beta, okay? So it's completely free. If you go to getgroove.live, it will take you to a sign-up page that will allow you to sign up. But Ed and I were just talking. Ed had a little glitch and was trying to get a hold of support. And I think it took, upwards of 48 hours, Ed? Is that fair?
Yeah, I think I put it in maybe early morning Thursday.
Okay, so a little
and I got a
longer than
response.
that.
So I'm figuring the weekend, they might not be doing something on the weekend, or maybe, I don't know how their support works, but
Okay, well, let's
they
say
got back to me. They did say, though, it might take up to 72 hours, which
okay.
yeah.
Well, so and it's
And
probably,
it did, so it worked out.
I'm guessing that's probably 72 business hours as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So So it sounds like they probably got in about in the time. So that in itself is one of the things I want to point out, is that there is still plenty of things that can be made more perfect. So when I tell you that Groove is going to take down, say, StreamYard or Shopify or Zendesk or Vimeo or any of the things that are listed here, when I say take down, I don't mean like immediately, like look out, click funnels. I mean, you're going down. Ed and I both not only have used ClickFunnels, but we are probably a couple of the few people, maybe even in all of HAPS, that have actually sat and had a private circle the wagons with Russell. And I think what were there in the room, Ed? 11 people, 10. I mean, with Russell up there on a whiteboard.
Yeah. Probably
so we were lucky enough to meet him in an opportunity that he was kind of heading up, and so we got a little bit of like intimate experience with him, and intimate in the form of not that many people in the room, I should say. I don't want you guys to think we're in there smooching him or something, but but ClickFunnels is great. Absolutely amazing product. And so are a lot of these that are on here. But I'll tell you, there's always that one guy that won't turn his phone off during a broadcast.
Me, yeah.
But I use StreamYard, guys. It's something that I not only use it, but it's actually used by a couple of my clients that pay for service, for me to actually go in and be the producer and director behind the scenes. So all these products, full disclosure, I don't use all these products, but in looking at the screen, I use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and have used 8 at any given time. This Groove, when I added up just a very conservative number of what it would save me and what I was already spending, it was about $186 a month. So it's a really, really good savings. And the thing that I want to impress upon you is that it's free. You can get it and hop in and actually use it and take it for a test drive not just a test drive, but a real use scenario. The only thing is that as a free user, you're going to be limited in the sense that you're going to have a limit on what you can do in there. Like, as an example, you're not going to have unlimited funnels. You're not going to have unlimited blogs. You're not going to have unlimited products. Things like that. You won't be able to have unlimited videos that you load up and images and whatnot. So just from the standpoint of being able to use it in the way that you would for redirecting a website. So as an example, if you have a blog from within Groove and you want to tie a URL that you've purchased, and guys, I know some of this is going to go way over your head. And that's okay. That's exactly why we're going to be doing these classes. But let's say that you go out to any, let's say it's GoDaddy, name whatever you use. In my personal case, I own a domain hosting company. But if you go through and buy that, then you buy your domain. Let's say it's $10-15, whatever it is. You can then point that domain to the blog that you create in Groove. And that's a really, really neat thing, because that way you don't have to worry about the rented space aspect of the internet. So what I mean by that, and bear with me as I go through these terms, rented space is the things like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, even here on HAPS. I mean, we don't own this. So if at any point Pablo or Pete or any of those guys decide that, we don't like what someone's doing, and they bounce you out, you're done. I mean, you everything that you had up there is gone. Whereas with this, and I suppose the same thing could happen, but they're going to be a lot less likely since you pay for it. I mean, anything that you're doing that's hateful, racist, sexual nature, drug use, slanderous, libel. I mean, things that are generally despised by the general public. And I mean the public in general, like the majority, against rules of society. You're probably not going to get away with anywhere long enough, and you shouldn't be able to. If you're hanging dogs, over a tree and beating them to death, nobody wants to see that. And I'm glad. I don't want to see that. So you can't do anything you want on the internet. But with that said, rented space is the worst place to be, because on rented space, the cancel culture is going nuts. Now, if it's yours and you can put stuff up and have a little bit more chance and autonomy, to put up what you want, that's where you want to be. So Groove is going to allow you to do that, but you might get to the point where you say, you know what, this free trial is not, and it's not a free trial. I shouldn't keep saying that. It's not a test drive. It's not a trial, at least not at this point that I know of. Will they be changing that? The people that get in free will remain free, as far as I know. But that free may be something that isn't in your constraints anymore. You may say, you know what, I've got the need for many more than this. And then at that point, you might decide that you want to upgrade. Hey, Vanita. So when you do that, what's going to happen is this. Right now, and until probably, in my personal opinion, I'd say any time between December and May of next year. And I know that that's a very wide berth, but they're going to probably go from doing a one-time model. And what I mean by one time is you pay one time and it's lifetime. You don't ever pay again. Okay. But they're going to move from that to a monthly fee. And it's probably, if it goes the way they've been talking, going to be 100, 200, 300. Will they offer a, $50 starter pack? I don't know. But as far as I know, 100, 200, 300, and that's going to be a monthly fee. So when they do that, will they still have an option to buy in one time? I don't know. If they do, it'll probably be a lot more than what it is now. So you can right now, if you decide to, buy in and never pay another dime again. So when I said it was $186 a month savings for me, just full disclosure, I probably would have paid for my system in 5-6 months, 6-7 months max, at what it is right now. So it's not inexpensive, but it's a great savings over time. So, and that's if you're out there branding and marketing yourself. So all the things that you see on the screen right there, the Vimeo and the Calendly and all that stuff, what happens with those, and the reason why I like Groove so much, and I'm going to go ahead and get off of this. So let me take this off the screen and put Ed and I back into the grid here. The reason that I like Groove, and if you go to getgroove.live, you can sign up for your free account, is you don't have to Frankenstein all those things together. So let's say that you have a WordPress theme instead of a blog on Groove. All right. There's nothing wrong with that. I have one myself. Okay. WesWyatt.com, even though it points to a Podia site, the /blog is still on a WordPress site. Okay. So if you are using WordPress and you're trying to Frankenstein in Calendly and some sort of a webinar, and you're doing this, that, and the other thing, you're pulling from all these different directions, next thing you know, what happens is it gets extremely muddied. So I would highly suggest that if you want to see how they can all tie together, check out Groove. Go to getgroove.live, and it will show you, Mike Filsame's, vision for how he's going to essentially take down all those other companies into one product that does it all under roof. So instead of having to go and put a YouTube video on a site necessarily, you could have it pull from either Groove or YouTube, and you still have the options to do all that stuff, and you have the options to take payments with PayPal and Stripe. So you don't need a bunch of crazy merchant accounts and all the things that you would normally have had to do in the past. But anyway, Ed.
The thing is, they have their own merchant account, Wes.
Yeah,
that's I think I forgot the exact numbers, but it was like a half point under the typical merchant account. So they did save you some money because they negotiated a good deal with whoever they deal with, and they are big players. So that's they've been doing a lot of things on the internet, so they make sure they get their money. Which
I think if I'm not
the most important.
I think it might be called Groove Pay.
It is. I think it is. Yeah.
So, everything's got a groove, groove aspect to it. But if you go to that getgroove.live, that's going to get you in, and then you can decide, what works for you from there. But like I said, the pre-planning of this, we weren't saying the name before. Now we're saying the name to let you know what it is. And I would highly suggest against one thing, guys, and that is, please don't go and get it from anyone else other than Ed and I. You may go and find Groove on your own, and that's fine. The one thing I want to warn you on, and this is not a threat or any sort of a fear of missing out type thing, but unlike some of the other things that are out there, when you use your email address to go in to set up your account, it's tagged to you forever. Okay. So what they do is they pay out two different levels of payment. So every person you bring in, you're going to make money off of if they upgrade or pay monthly. And every person they bring in, it's a 2-level payout. So it's not multi-level marketing or anything like that. It's just got a 2-level payout. And then what happens is, if you're a free person, you can still market this. Okay. You're going to make 20% off of the people that you bring in, and you're going to make 5% off of the people they bring in. Now, a reason or a carrot in front of you as to why you might want to upgrade, Ed and I both did, is you get 40% of everything that the people that you bring in do, and 10% of the people that they bring in. So if they upgrade or if they do the monthly. So as you can probably imagine, there's going to be an opportunity for, potentially a lot of money, to be made in this by a lot of people. So I would highly suggest that you, number one, consider that, but two, again, and I'm going to tell you why, with the cautionary side of it, please don't do this with anyone other than Ed and I, unless, and I want to put this preface in there, if you have somebody that you are already dealing with, we have no intentions of stealing them. So I want to put that out there 1,000%. If you're in HAPS and you have been talking to somebody about Groove, disregard the fact that Ed and I are talking about it, because we don't want to take someone's friend away from them, or someone that's already been talking about Groove or any of that kind of stuff. So if you come over to us, it's because you want to come over to us. I don't want you to do it because of what I'm getting ready to tell you. But what I'm getting ready to tell you is this. I'm putting together a site and options that is going to give you an unfair advantage. It's going to be something that, as long as you're on Ed and I's group, you're going to be able to come in and see it behind the scenes and know exactly why I'm doing stuff. And you're going to be able to share things, with us. I'll be able to, get in there and share campaigns and swipe files, images, all the things that are going to give us an unfair advantage in this. I'm going to be creating, And even though I love you guys, I think you guys are awesome. I'm just letting you know, if you're not in our group and you say, hey, I got in under somebody else, but I'd still love to get this stuff, I'm going to have to turn you away. Not because of any other reason, but it's just got to be for the people in our group. So, and it's going to be extremely worthwhile. Everything from, the stuff we'll share, the stuff we'll teach, but also the network that we're going to have. It's going to be extremely beneficial, because if we bring you on and we're broadcasting out, I'll let you use your URL link and things like that, in which case, Ed and I will still be able to benefit. So things like that, so it's going to be a advantageous situation to make sure that you go through us. But anyway, we always try to keep these, fairly short. I mean, we don't want it to be something that you have to watch for a long, long time. But Ed, did you have any statements or questions or anything you want to cover?
Well, just I got into my account today. Like I told you, I didn't want to start setting anything up, because it was kind of like set up as a I guess a trial. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I just started working on a website, or a landing page for the appraisal business, and I had it going pretty good. and then I was trying to figure out my header photo, and I guess I didn't know the right dimensions. Anyway, then I went and clicked something else, so I kind of broke it. So I got to start over. So it ain't a big deal, but it was. I mean, I didn't really have it going. It wasn't like I had it ready. I was ready to make it go live, but I was fooling around with it for about a half hour. So
I think you can go backward.
Yeah, you probably can, but the weird part is I did something, Wes, and what all it shows is the top part just shows like all these letters on the left hand side.
Oh,
And it kind of got rid of so I just thought it'd be easier just to start over with a new. You know what I mean?
okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try to play with it a little bit, and then start documenting how easy it is to set it up, because it really isn't that hard. It was just something, it was like hitting the wrong button. I just I did something the wrong way. So, but I mean, it's fairly simple. Everything was right there. You just pick a kind of like a landing page that you would like to use from their templates, and then structure to what you want.
Now that brings up another interesting point. So Ed's talking about picking out a template. So something that I want to let you guys know, and the only way you'd be able to tell this, Ed, is if you were still either in your temp, or if you create an account for yourself underneath your account. So use a different email address, but do it under your account. You will see that when you go into those templates, one of the things that's kind of weird is it's got a lock next to the templates that aren't available for people that haven't upgraded.
Okay.
Yes, I did know that, Didi. And I hate that I used the example of hanging a dog and beating it. I don't know where that come out of my recesses of my mind. I was trying to think of something so disturbing that I wouldn't want to see it on the net. And unfortunately, that dog meat festival is pretty much that and worse. So yeah, I'm not a fan in any shape or form to that stuff.
Wes is a pet lover.
I am a pet lover. I love my four-leggers, no doubt about that. So yeah, vile to the nth. Yeah, I guess there's people that would say that there's no difference between a dog and a cow, or a pig or anything like that, which pigs actually are about as smart as dogs. So I try my level best to not think about that. But yeah, it's a sad thing. I guess it's also sad that, you're in a country where if you have a daughter, they basically don't want you to have them. So the dogs are sad, but that's even worse. So Anywho, let's talk about something better, and let's get Wes not saying the word "anywho." I don't know where that come into my vernacular, Ed.
What's that?
The word
Anywho.
"anywho." I sound like
Anywho.
Ned Flanders from The Simpsons.
That's it. I don't know who you sound like. You sound like that's
Yeah,
good. I like it.
I need to say anyhow, like a man. But yeah, with that said, guys, I don't have anything else. Did you have anything else, Ed?
No, I want to I'm gonna, like you said, play around with it, start working on this landing page, and then maybe I'll have something that in the next day or so that we can go live to and take a look at.
Yeah, unfortunately, for whatever reason, when you go live to or when you go to an actual web page in here, I've noticed that things tend to get a little fuzzy. So what we may end up doing is doing some screenshots, and then, like I said, guys,
Yeah, maybe I'll have a couple photos, and then just you could put the website, and you could go there. You know what I mean?
yeah, thanks for subscribing, Dee Dee. I just subscribed to you as well. I'm not sure how you popped in, but I appreciate that you did. Um, yeah, the we can take screenshots, and then I keep telling you guys this, but I will have it in the next days. That's why we're still pre-planning before we start, going hardcore on this. I'm gonna have a place where we can go and actually see some, I guess, videos in progress. It's just the one reason why I don't want to go live on here and share my screen is for a number of reasons. Number one, I don't want you guys to accidentally see something that is a client's. And two, it goes insanely fuzzy. And three, it's so small that I don't know that you would even get anything from it in the first place. So what I'll do, guys, and when I say guys, I mean everybody, is I will make the site that has got the membership side of it that I'll let all you guys in. If you're in Groove under myself or Ed, I'll let you in. I'll get you a coupon code. It'll be free. And then and by the way, even if you're doing the free version of Groove, just go
All
to
you need.
just go to getgroove.live. The free one is all I care about. I don't care about if you ever upgrade ever. I hope you do, but not because of just the profit. I mean, spoiler alert, it's going to be a commission, that we'll get. But here's the other spoiler alert: every time you share it and use it, and someone sees it and says, "Hey, what the heck are you using, DD?" or or DG? I'm so sorry, I said DD. It's DG. You can say, "Oh yeah, it's Groove," and you can, I was talking before, guys, about getting a domain name. Getgroove.live is not a website. I did it as a redirect. I bought it for a whole, I think, $2.99. The .lives are real cheap right now. First year, I think they go up to like $15 second year. But so got that, redirected it to the link, and that's it. It's what do they say in Britain? Bob's your uncle. Just like that, Bob's your uncle. So
Wes is your aunt.
That's right. But I love that term. Every time I hear that, it always makes me laugh. I'd like to know where that come from. I'll have to look that up and have that information tomorrow. Or if anybody on here British, if you're British, then let me know where Bob's your uncle comes from, because it's got to be something funny. I'm sure there's a funny story behind it. But it's that easy. I mean, it's quite simple. That you share it out, and someone says, "Hey," and at the end of the day, guys, that is all this stuff that we're doing. I would love to tell you that I come on here to be completely and utterly altruistic and share and talk and tell funny stories with Ed and talk about four-leggers and all that stuff. But the truth of the matter is, we all have an agenda in some way, shape, or form. And my agenda is, getting you off of HAPS in the form of, sharing a email address or a phone or something, and actually engaging. I think that we need to put the social back in social media. I mean, that's why, at some point, I promise you it's going to happen. they're going to back a Brinks truck up to Pablo and Pete and Mark and the Haps gang, because they've created a social network that's going to be able to, at some point, probably have advertising or something on it. That's going to have a something. I don't know how they'll monetize it beyond coins and all that kind of stuff. And by the way, if you like what Ed and I are talking about, by all means support us. Buy us a coffee. Click the buy a coffee. Smile awards, all the different things that pop up there. And we'll make sure that we share the love and do the same. Matter of fact, I think I supported 2 people yesterday with the buy a coffee. So have you done that yet, Ed?
No, but I'm going to.
I think I've seen you do it.
I might have did it to you the other day on my mobile phone.
You may have. Yeah, it's kind of fun
because I didn't know what I was doing.
I've bought 2 sets of coins already doing that, having fun. But yeah, so I mean, we're all in this for something. So anyway, guys, Ed, do you have anything else?
No, just I'm going to get back in and play around with things.
Okay, well, I'm going to do the same, and I will have a site for us to get into to kind of see some behind the scenes stuff. And then if you guys have any questions, by all means, leave a comment. If you don't, you can go to that site, getgroove.live, sign up for free. Like I said, if you upgrade down the road, that'd be great. And then beyond that, if you guys do not have any other questions, and it doesn't look like you do, Ed and I are going to bounce. Ed's thirsty there, so he looks like he needs to refill his water, probably get some coffee. And and then we will say goodbye for the day. But as always, have a dynamite day.
Yep. See
you, all right, guys.
everyone. Yeah, buddy.